The Movie Bar Podcast.
Welcome to the Movie Bar Podcast. Enjoy the show.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Movie Bar Podcast. I'm John.
I'm Justin.
I'm Billy.
How you guys doing this week? Fall
Doing
asleep on
good.
us, Justin?
What?
Fall asleep on us? You doze off there?
No, I'm just having fun.
Being a dick. That's what
Uh-huh.
Justin does. That's Justin's persona, being a dick.
That's my role.
All right. A little bit of housekeeping.
Yeah, we've got some news here. So first off, we have Robert Pattinson and Smile filmmaker Parker Finn teaming to remake the 80s horror movie Possession. Have you guys ever watched Possession?
No.
It was good.
I think I might have watched it once.
Yeah.
Wasn't there already a remake of it, though?
I don't know. But the originals
Probably. That's Hollywood.
crazy.
The 1981 movie, right?
Yeah, it's crazy. Like the lady goes like completely nuts and the husband's trying to get things and then it just goes off the rails.
Yeah, there was a movie made in 2002 which was called Possession, but I don't believe it was a remake.
Oh, okay.
That Gwyneth Paltrow is a brilliant academic who's researching the life and work and poet of Christabel Lamont.
No, it's different.
Yeah, no. I don't know. I thought there was one of those like early 2010 movies that was
Nah, that's a fairly generic title that you can slap on. a
Yeah.
whole bunch of
Yeah.
different movies.
Yeah,
I'm
but
pretty sure there's a lot more.
if you haven't watched it, it's on Shudder. It's definitely worth a watch.
Well, in sad news, Tyler Wiley from Hawaii Five-0 and Forgetting Sarah Marshall, he died at the age of 56. I was quite surprised to realize that he had fought in the first UFC. He is the big sumo guy that gets his face kicked and loses a tooth.
Really?
He fought under the name. Let me see. Tila Tuli. He competed in sumo wrestling. His birthday was actually June 14th, so he just celebrated his 56th birthday. But condolences to his friends, family, and fans. I'm pretty sure you've all seen that clip at one point when that dude gets kicked in the face. And you just see the little white tooth go poof. So,
Just like, yeet.
yeah. Very sad. Very sad.
Yes. And Nobody 2 with Bob Odenkirk begins filming this August, but without director Ilya Naishuller. Don't know how to pronounce that.
I like Nobody.
I haven't watched it. So.
You haven't? Oh, watch it. Watch it.
I haven't seen it either, surprisingly. I own it, but I haven't watched it.
Oh, watch it. Watch
That's
it. It
not
is
surprising.
so good.
You are freaking 1,000 movies you own and you haven't fucking watched yet.
So you
Listen, I have a problem, okay?
Yes, but
Yes, but we're talking about movies right now,
yes,
not your head.
this is an intervention. But you guys should definitely watch.
I'm
Watch
glad they're back to
Nobody.
video on YouTube so you guys can all see my look of disgust that I'm giving these two fucking assholes that I podcast with. You have to poop, Billy?
Yes.
Do we need to pause, Billy?
Nope.
Are you sure?
Watch it.
Billy?
Just watch Nobody.
Okay, I'll watch it. I'll add it to my
Jesus
list
Christ.
this week.
It was such a good movie. Bob Odenkirk. It's got Christopher Lloyd in it.
Scott.
What the hell was that?
Christopher
I
Lloyd.
sneezed.
I said, great Scott, like he does in Back to the
Oh.
Future.
Oh. Yeah. Definitely.
Okay.
All right.
Sure.
More sad news. Legendary actor Donald Sutherland passes away at age 88. Iconic actor.
So many movies.
Yeah. Animal House and Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
BFS.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
He's
will
in
be
so many
missed.
great movies. Yeah.
Still shocked he went before Kiefer.
Hmm.
Why?
The way Kiefer's led his life.
You know,
he's a
I
bit of
was-
Robert Downey Jr.-ish.
I was sitting in the sorting room where we have our Not Deadpool on the board,
Mm-hmm.
and I swore his name was fucking up there at one time. I jumped up out of the chair. I was like, "Oh my god! Oh my god!" And I went up to the board. I went, "Fuck, he's not on there." And they're like, "What?" I was like, "Oh, Donald Sutherland passed away. I thought we had him, but no."
That's a big miss.
Yeah. It's very weird how, I mean, we try to do like 70 and up.
You got Dick Van Dyke on there, right?
Dick Van Dyke's on there, like Vince McMahon's
Mary
on
Tyler
there,
Moore.
Hulk Hogan's on there.
Vince McMahon's gonna hang himself in his friggin' closet after some of the news that's been coming out.
I'm pretty sure they'll label that as an accident, given all the news stories that are coming out.
But
Autoerotic asphyxiation, they say.
I'd believe that. But no, like Donald Trump, Jimmy Carter's up there. But in the last 2 years, we've only crossed off like 5 names. Maybe it's time to be redone and reevaluated. All right. Condolences to his friend, family, and fans. 88 years old, lived a full life. Very memorable. Other news I saw today, I believe John Carpenter is getting a Hollywood Walk of Fame star, as well as Robert Englund.
Yeah. How do they not have one already?
Because you got to pay for them.
Yeah, that's you have to be nominated by a studio and then have to pay like $10,000, and then it has to be upkept by whoever. It's a very big process. Not
Sounds
really.
like stupid.
Yeah.
Just another way to stroke an ego.
Guess so.
Hey, where'd you go pee last night? Oh, I peed on England's star. Yeah, just what everybody wants.
They had to blow cover Trump's because everybody was doing that.
All right, new trailers. 2 new trailers. We have Smile 2. I've never seen the first one.
I haven't either.
It was
That's
okay.
That's another one I own, but I think I started it once and got sidetracked and never finished it. But
It's all right.
this trailer, same concept.
Mm-hmm.
You were deep,
Justin's thinking.
yeah.
I heard noises upstairs. I'm
Oh.
hoping it's the cats and not somebody else because they ain't anywhere near home yet.
But what you guys think of Smile 2 trailer?
I'll probably watch it. It's more of the same.
Yeah, I'll probably watch Smile before I watch Smile 2.
Well,
you-
I
you
would
have
hope
to.
so.
Wouldn't be the
I don't
first time I've
know.
seen the second movie before a first movie.
We'll see. If I have to
Hmm.
watch one of them for something, I'll probably wind up watching it. But other than that,
Like a future Fresh from the Street.
no, just like a Halloween episode at some point or some stupid thing like that. But yeah.
All right.
Well, the other trailer that came out fairly recently, Nosferatu.
Looks spooky as hell.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna be a good Christmas movie.
Yes. Yes. It's got
Warms the
beast in it.
cockles of your heart.
I think I'm gonna start this year of going to the movies on Christmas night like I used to back in the military. Maybe this will be the one I see, maybe not.
Find out when you get there.
Yeah. But no, it looks good, looks spooky. I don't know if I've ever watched the original.
No, I watched the original though, the 1922.
Well, you were
Okay.
alive back then.
I was not, but
Don't
no,
don't do that, John. You're too
What?
close to his age for you to be able to say that.
Yeah,
That's
not
true.
that much older. Jesus Christ.
He's 4 years older than me. So I mean, he's only 5 years older than you, asshole.
Yeah.
I feel like I was around back in 1922.
Yeah. No, the original was excellent. I'm assuming this will be more kind of
So
it's better effects.
Sound.
Yeah.
Effects.
Well, there was no sound in the original.
Correct. Hence better sound.
Yeah.
There will
So-
be words.
kind of like bouncing off of that. Have you guys heard what they're doing at Universal Studios in Orlando?
No.
No.
So it's basically a whole land dedicated to the Universal monsters and like horror.
Well, they were trying to set up a Universal Monsters universe.
Yeah, but that
Said no.
crappy mummy movie with
Mummy sucked.
Yeah.
But apparently there's a whole land coming out. Let's see if I can look it up real quick. See what's
There should have been.
involved.
There should have been a while ago.
yeah.
With how popular all these Halloween horror night things and haunted houses and just horror movies in general have been for so long.
Hmm.
Trying
It
to think.
seems like a perfect fit, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, it would basically be horror nights. It's called the Dark Universe at Universal Epic Universe.
Ooh.
So it'll probably be like an Epcot type thing.
Yeah, kind of like how they have Harry Potter Land and
Yeah.
all that other crap. But let's see what they're saying. Discover legendary monsters. Come on, load.
Frankenstein. Ah,
Yes. The Wolfman. Creature from the Black Lagoon.
the mummy.
Hmm.
Wolfman has yarns.
That's right. Bring back the Monster Squad.
Yeah. Explore a village ravaged by the wrath of unearthly creatures and monstrous experiences of Dr. Victoria Frankenstein. Dark Universe is a shadowy world of the unknown and lurks behind every corner. Face the raids of Monsters Unchained. Escape the claws of the curse of the werewolf. Become a monster at Darkmoor Monster Makeup Experience.
Ooh.
Meet monsters in the streets of Darkmoor Village. Sink your fangs into a meal at Das Stock Steakhouse, but it's Stake. And lastly, dine at Darkmoor's Village Hottest Eatery. Capture a tasty bite at the Burning Blade Tavern. Interesting. I think that's open in like 2026, 2027.
Oh, so we got time.
Yeah, start saving. By the time it opens, it'll be like fucking $10,000 a day.
Probably.
Yeah.
So, all right. What did we watch this week? Justin, why don't you start us off?
Planning on me having the shortest list, huh? You are probably correct, sir. Let's see. I watched Renaissance Man. It's probably a good thing to watch. I watched Men in Black. Just watched some of Men in Black International. I watched Anchorman, Legend of Ron Burgundy,
Stay classy.
a true classic. I watched Ghostbusters Frozen Empire, because I noticed it on your video.
Speaking of that,
Again.
if you tweet us with the hashtag
Oh,
Movie
yeah.
Bar Frozen Empire, you can win a digital copy.
Woo!
Follow our Instagram, our Twitter, our X for details. Go ahead, continue.
There's a reason to make it this far if there's no boobies, and that's the only reason you clicked on something. Watched Monkey Man. The Monkey Man.
Okay.
I feel like there might have been something else, but I don't remember what it was. Which is gonna drive you nuts. But it was a kid's movie, so I don't really care. Oh, Big Fat Liar. That's what it was.
Ooh.
Oh, is that with Paul Giamatti?
Yeah.
And Frankie Muniz.
Yeah. And Amanda Bynes before she went completely batshit crazy.
Wow.
That could have been the reason she went batshit crazy.
Maybe.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're detailing that in that show.
All right, Billy, what did you watch?
All right.
Time.
Okay. So went and saw Inside Out 2.
Did you go by yourself?
No, I took it with AJ. That was before we left because remember it's 2 weeks.
Did he learn about his emotions?
Yes. Oh, yeah, it's more of the same. If you like the first one, you like this one.
Mary took the kids to a birthday party that saw that. And
Yeah.
she's sitting there going, "This is not for our kids. This is not age appropriate for 6-year-olds."
Yeah. So I watched Renaissance Man, followed by the John Woo classic,
Woo!
Face Off.
Pretty sure I watched that at some point this week too.
Yeah.
That was just kind of a background movie.
I watched the Best Picture winning of 2019, Parasite. That was kind of a screwed up movie, if you haven't seen it. Then my travels to the theater by myself because my family's in the UK. Went and saw Thelma, about the old lady. Wasn't as action packed, but it was kind of sweet. It was kind of funny.
Okay, so it was funny.
It was funny. Yes, it was. It's definitely worth watching. It was definitely kind of a sleeper type movie. Wasn't expecting it to be as good as it was, but yeah, it was pretty funny. Then I watched Arachnophobia, followed by Saving Private Ryan. Then I watched the Last Drive-In was Suitable Flesh this week.
Okay, time out.
I watched. I didn't finish it.
Oh, what the fuck?
It sucked. I didn't
What?
like it. I didn't like it.
See? It wasn't just me. I didn't really like
I didn't like it.
I thought it was good.
Yeah, I know it's your boy from Holliston there, but I couldn't get into it.
Really?
Yeah, I couldn't. I don't know. All right,
I was
then
waiting to see if you said if you had watched it.
yeah, but I was like, yeah, I'm not staying up for the rest of this. And after about like an hour and 20 minutes, I was like, I tapped out. Then I watched A History of Violence.
What did you think? You ever seen that before?
No, I hadn't seen that before. I liked it. It was good. And I went and saw the new Russell Crowe, The Exorcism. Meh. Yeah. I watched Crank. And then Monkey Man. Then back to the theater for South Park Bigger, Longer, Uncut 25th Anniversary Sing-Along Edition.
Did you
Nobody's
say?
to myself. No one else was singing, so. But they
You
had
didn't
the
bring
words
AJ
on.
to that one, right?
He wanted to go, but he's in England,
Oh,
so he couldn't go.
yeah. Hunter wants to go see that.
Yeah, it should be playing Wednesday night. I think 7:00.
Not bringing fucking Hunter to go see South Park.
Why not? It's cultural.
I swear enough around him. I don't fucking need somebody else encouraging.
All
Yeah, but then
Uh,
you have a reason to walk around and go,
All right, and finally, I wrapped it up this week by watching a very fucked up movie, The Greasy Strangler. Have you guys watched that? Very low budget.
the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, it's
Sounds
on
I
like
hate
a
to
low
say
budget
it.
porn.
No, it's well, yeah. There's a lot of dong in this movie. A lot of dong I did not need to see, but it was fucked up. But it was funny.
That's Billy's new favorite movie, The Greasy Strangler.
It was give it a watch. Just
He gives it 4 out of 5 inches.
hey, they didn't call him Big Ronnie for nothing.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's very uncomfortable. But it was funny. It's very
I
low
have
budget.
A
But
list
it's
of
funny.
movies I don't want to see.
Well, our next fresh from the stream will be The Greasy Strangler.
I don't.
That's
think
not
we
fresh.
all
It's
have
from
fresh-
2016.
We determined a fresh
be
from
fair,
the stream
that's
can
newer
be
than
any
I was
movie
expecting.
streaming.
Yeah, it was very much. It was very much. Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of like something you would expect from like Tim and Eric, or something like kind of like cross with Trailer Park Boys. It was just fucked up.
Yeah. I've heard stories.
Yeah.
Is that it?
That's it.
Okay. So please do remember that this is from a 2-week period.
Yes.
Time, Part 2.
Well, I started 2 weeks ago off with Rock of Ages. I just love that movie. The singing and the dancing, I like it.
John is a musical fellow.
And then I watched Grease Live.
Grease.
Yep.
Is there something you're trying to tell us?
Nope.
Liar.
So then I went to school and I watched Kindergarten Cop and Kindergarten Cop 2. Have you guys seen Kindergarten Cop 2?
No.
The one with Dolph Lundgren? No.
Come on. It's
No.
funny.
Does he
then-
try and reenact who is your daddy and what does he do? But he says
No.
something slightly different.
No, but did you guys watch that video I sent earlier? That girl that
Oh, from Arnold?
yeah.
Yes, I
You
saw
got
that.
talk to it.
That
Then I
was
wa-
funny.
I watched Waist Deep it's about a guy, his kid gets kidnapped and his cousin's kind of involved. It's a good movie. Then I watched Couples Retreat, What Happens in Vegas, The Other Guys, Keanu. You guys seen Keanu?
Yeah, that's the one with the cat.
Yeah. Jordan Peele and
Michael K.
It's funny. Then I watched Game Night. Then I watched The Third Saturday in October. It's supposed to be like a lost movie from the 80s. Fucking horrible. Then I watched Two Guns. We watched the Banana Splits movie at work. I watched Spit on Your Grave,
The original or the remake?
the remake.
Yeah.
The original come next week probably. I watched Thanksgiving again because I just love that movie. I watched the movie Girl House. I Spit on Your Grave 2. I Spit on Your Grave 3, Vengeance is Mine. I watched I Saw the TV Glow, which was a stupid fucking movie.
His arm got tired, so he switched genres.
Yeah, that did not last
Okay.
very long in the theater.
Okay. So starting with Girl House, I watched Girl House, Spit on Your Grave 2 and 3. I Saw the TV Glow. Then I watched Monkey Man. That's probably why I wasn't as into it. Because after I saw
he
the
just
glow,
got through seeing all those movies and the violence and the murder, and he was just kind of done.
and then the TV Glow sucked. But then yesterday I had to bring it back, and I watched one of my favorites. No, a Robin Williams classic, 1 Hour Photo. He was spectacular in that movie.
Spectacle.
Spectacle.
He's spectacled. Yes, he was spectacled. He was wearing glasses. in
Yes,
that
he's wearing
movie. That
glasses.
is a fact.
And he had that like blonde hair going.
Very creepy looking, sly. Then I watched Burying the Ex. I partially watched Falling Down. And then I watched The Layover with Kate Upton, and Alexandria Daddario.
Falling Down. I think I gotta watch that tonight.
Yeah, that is a good
Gee,
movie.
I wonder why you watched that last one.
I like Alexandria Daddario. I'm watching Texas Chainsaw tomorrow and I'm in the process of watching Trigger Warning on Netflix. But that currently puts my grand total of the year. We're about halfway through, so I'm at 266 movies this year. So
Someone needs another hobby.
someone needs to get a fucking life is what somebody needs. But
Yeah, another hobby would help.
yeah.
Yeah.
But see, now that I figured out how to play video games and watch movies at the same time, I'm screwed. So. But
Oh boy.
now it's time for the feature presentation.
The Army wanted to make them into soldiers.
Eat now, we taste it later. Yes, your soldier!
Bill Rago
I've never taught before, and you've never thought before.
wanted to open their mind.
This is Hamlet.
I think you're wasting my time.
Your time?
Their time is my time, Bill.
Touchstone Pictures presents Danny DeVito in a Penny Marshall film,
Talk about anal. You must have been toilet trained at gunpoint.
Oh, that's it. That is it.
Renaissance Man.
This week we'll be covering 1994's The Renaissance Man. After getting canned from his advertising job, down and out divorcee Bill Rago gets a gig teaching at a nearby army base. There he takes on a group of underachieving soldiers from poor backgrounds who seem empathetic about their education. Bill becomes frustrated but finally turns the class around when he begins discussing Hamlet. However, Drill Sergeant Cass, a hardened drill instructor, is skeptical of Bill's teaching methods.
Yes, this movie is rated PG-13 with a runtime of 2 hours and 8 minutes. It's currently for purchase on all streaming sites.
We are cast the characters. We get Danny DeVito as Bill Rago, Gregory Hines as Sergeant First Class Cass, James Remar as Captain Tom Murdoch, Cliff Robertson as Colonel James, Ed Bagley Jr. as Jack Markin, Lilo Brancato Jr. as Private Donnie Benitez, Stacey Dash as Private Miranda Myers, Kadeem Hardison as Private Jamal Montgomery, Richard T. Jones as Corporal Jackson Leroy, Khalil Kane as Private Roosevelt, Nathaniel Hobbs, Peter Simmons as Private Brian Davis Jr., Greg Sporlater as Private Melvin, Mark Wahlberg as Private Tommy Lee Haywood, Alana Ayubak as Emily Rago, and Isabella Hoffman as Staff Sergeant Marie Layhead.
Okay,
Double D's.
so let's start off talking about Bill's last pitch effort.
What?
He's
And
in
stuck in
traffic
traffic. Yes.
while trying to make a presentation.
And you got the vegetables, and they're in the prison.
And screw you! Learn how to merge. No, not you. Clearly that doesn't work out. So, of course, has to go to the unemployment line.
To think, back then that got you fired. These days, that's just a normal goddamn work day.
Yeah.
Doing goddamn meetings while you're sitting in traffic trying to get to another fucking meeting.
Yeah, too bad they didn't have Zoom back then. You'd have been all set.
Yeah, he could have just hopped
How
on and
far
been like,
we've come. They're all, you're sitting here talking to a goddamn electronic box. They don't know what they're talking to. Nowadays, that's how you do most of your goddamn shit.
Yeah.
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 Let's-
And they gave you jobs at the unemployment office? Never seen that. Going through it
Yeah.
now.
You actually had to go there, talk to these people.
Yeah.
You still have to call in every week.
I don't even have to call in. I go online. Or at least for another week when I start my new job on Monday. So,
Well,
one more week.
who the fuck starts a new job right before a holiday?
They asked me to start July 1st. I said,
People
fine.
who want a job.
That's right.
if you're lucky, there.
Well,
is
actually, I
something,
shouldn't
and you get
talk.
paid for that holiday anyway, because I started at Dish, and in my first 2 weeks was July 4th, and they paid for it, and they gave it to us all.
Mhm. I'll take it.
Well, actually,
Hopefully they
kind
give
of
it.
tying
There's
to
a
this
lot of
movie.
places that won't, but
So I left for basic training on July 2nd, which was like a Thursday or a Wednesday. And no, yeah, I left on a Wednesday. And then they had a 4-day weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So we didn't do shit for 4 days, except sit in the barracks and fucking yell at each other.
Yeah.
Typical military, I guess.
waste your time.
But so obviously she pitches this idea about him teaching. And
Should
He-
pitch it to him. She tells him you can
Yeah.
teach.
and he goes, I'm not a teacher. And well, you have a master. That's all it takes to be a teacher is a master's degree.
It takes a little less than that, I think.
Yeah.
Nowadays, I think there's more.
And he doesn't want to go
Yeah.
because kids carry guns in school. And she laughs
Tells
and
them.
says,
All your students will have guns.
yeah. So obviously he goes to the military base and meeting with Captain Murdoch. Like, how are you going to ask a guy that's 4'10" if he ever served when you have to be at least 5 foot?
Hmm.
You
Maybe he
picture him-
shrunk.
You picture him running into war? I don't
Hey.
see it.
Could get down into them foxholes.
Yeah, he wouldn't be able to get out. But
Well, if he was trained, he wouldn't be that stocky.
he still wouldn't be able to get out. You got to remember, I was 6'3" when I went in, and the foxhole was up to my chest. That's 2 feet above. He wouldn't be able to see out of the foxhole. But so obviously he goes to Fort McLean, which was filmed at Fort Jackson, South Carolina, and production trailers were set up on Tank Hill next to the barracks, and soldiers were filmed doing PT during filming. So that was all real soldiers in training at the time. I actually went to Fort Jackson, South Carolina for AIT. That's a different part of the base. You guys want to play a game?
It's always nice when you can get, free work out of people.
What do you mean?
They
Oh,
get
yeah.
free work out of all this military.
Yeah. I believe my old first sergeant was there during that time. She was telling me about that. All right, we're going to play a game.
Okay.
So when he first gets to the base and he asks for directions to meet
Yep.
the captain, they give him a bunch of acronyms.
Yep.
You know, you go to take a left at the PX, take a right at the ARC. We're gonna see if you guys can guess what some Army acronyms are. We'll start off easy. PT,
Personal training.
APRITE.
Physical training.
Good job.
What is it?
CO.
Commanding
Commanding
officer.
officer.
Okay. PX.
Pushing xylophone.
Nope.
Exchange.
That's the second. That's APRITE. Post exchange.
Post exchange. Yeah.
Yep.
So, like your post office.
NCO. No, it wasn't a post office. It was like a Walmart. It had a food court and all the different. It was like a little mall.
Oh.
NCO.
More useless words.
NCO.
Yep.
Needless commanding officer.
No, that would be non-commissioned officer.
Oh.
That would be sergeants, E4 promotables, corporals, staff sergeants. XO.
Extreme officer. Extreme. You can tell we never went to the military.
Yes.
I don't know.
Executive officer.
Oh.
Second in command to the commanding officer. CID. I had a few run-ins with them during my time in the military.
CID.
I believe they're investigators of some forms.
Criminal Investigation Division.
Oops.
Okay.
Hopefully not the SVU.
No.
Dun, 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 dun.
AFES. AAFES.
What? AAF.
AFES. AAFES.
Fuck if I know.
The Army and Air Force Exchange Service. That is the place that the retailer that operates the post exchange.
Uh,
All right, we'll do two more. UCMJ.
Municipal
you
Junction.
cunt, Michael Jackson.
Uniform Code of Military Justice. It's something we will be doing after this
Oh,
podcast.
if you're rich enough, we'll give you a slap on the wrist.
No,
Yes.
that does not apply with that.
Bullshit.
But what we will be doing after this podcast, AAR.
AAR.
That's, personal time.
Going to sleep
Nope. After Actions Review.
after actions review.
Yep, we need
I'm
to have a
not
talk.
doing Shit. What are you talking about? When this is done, my ass is going upstairs to make Alfredo.
Oh, make me some.
I
Okay,
don't
so
think it'll be good by the time it gets there.
back to the
Yeah.
movie. So obviously, excuse me. We are now introduced to the double D's, which stands for
Dumb as dog shit. I don't get how that. It's kind of like a stupid acronym.
DDS. Most like all military has acronym. DDS. Dumb as dog shit.
It's a dentist.
This includes Lilo Brancatos, whose character reenacts a scene from Raging Bull in the Barracks, and his impression of Robert De Niro did lead to his breakthrough role in A Bronx Tale in 1993. And this is also Mark Wahlberg's film debut in acting.
Oh,
So this was after
after the
Marky
Calvin
Mark.
Klein
Marky
So
Mark
low on this.
Funky
and the
Bunch.
Funky Bunch. Yes. What are your thoughts of the double D's?
Hard luck
Mixture of
cases.
all of America's
Yeah.
people.
My guess is that these kids were given a choice. A lot of people were given a choice, either go into the military or go to jail, or the choice I was given, go to college or pay rent. I said, go in the military. I showed him.
Yeah, I bet you did.
I did. Actually,
Because then he went back and paid rent.
Hey, I was told I would never make it through basic. He only lasted 59 days. I lasted 8 years. So
Good job.
And I can still
I salute you.
ass with my eyes closed.
So, all right. So let's talk about our lovely drill sergeant played by Gregory Hines. Originally, this role was offered to Ving Rhames. He turned it down
Should have given it to Arlie Ermy.
since he went to Pulp Fiction.
Yeah, no.
I don't think it would have been the same effect.
No.
I know it was a joke.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. I like Gregory Hines in this role.
Bullshit, Rago! You can suck a golf ball through a garden hose.
But Penny Marshall, who directed the movie, was afraid that he was too nice. Can't think of many movies Gregory Hines did.
It was more of he's more of an entertainer, dancing and that
He did
type
more
of stuff.
dancing things. He did a
More
lot of
theater.
movies in the 80s too.
Yeah, I mean, Running Scared was fantastic. Him and Billy Crystal. I mean, is that?
Yeah. That's about it. Running
He's
scared.
more
And,
actor than actor.
but
Yeah.
But yeah, typical drill son, like, when they go to the laundry bags to get Brian Davis's father's bracelet,
Mm-hmm.
and then they're late for chow. You'd never see that. You're fucking too scared to try anything like that. Like, but so obviously Rego's trying to reach out to these kids, and it's a real dud.
Yeah, it's not having a very good go of it.
One's reading comic books, another one sleeps all the time.
Mhm.
Which, when you get a chance to sleep, you sleep, because you don't get much sleep. Kind of like me now. I take a nap when I can. But eventually he warms them up to Hamlet, which kind of tells the story, about got murder and
Incest.
incest and
betrayal and all that stuff. It's very
Yeah.
Shakespearean, being that it was written by Shakespeare.
I was going to say it was written by Shakespeare,
Yes.
but clearly they,
Make a connection in this, yeah.
yeah, and they're intrigued. So he begins teaching them the play, and like when he assigns the cast, and he gives the a female role to a male, because that's how a lot of Shakespearean theater was done back in the days.
That's how all Shakespearean
all
theater
was
was
done.
done back in the day.
Yeah.
Women didn't do that shit.
Nope,
They
it was
weren't
all
doing
men.
Any of that.
Yeah. Billy wishes he played Juliet.
Oh, Romeo. Oh, Romeo.
But trying to remember why he ended up at the tower.
I was trying to get to what's his face there, climbed up, so he went up after him because he wanted his 15 minutes back.
Oh yeah.
He was late.
He was
Yeah,
late, and
interview.
so they felt insulted, so they double D'd their ass on out of there. And so the Victory Tower at Fort Jackson, South Carolina, is 40 feet tall. It is part of an obstacle course that new recruits go through their first week of basic training. Now, this is the first week, and that's what you're fucking going through.
Yeah.
We didn't have anything quite that tall at Fort Knox, but we did do rappel tower and obstacle courses and all that.
That part kind of honestly looks fun.
Yeah, that looks like fun.
I'm
Like,
sure
I
it's
do that
not.
shit at all the kids' birthday parties.
Sure it's not, but that part.
I mean, when you're
you're there and you've got people yelling at you,
and then you have somebody that's been there just as long as you holding your rope at the bottom.
Yeah.
Definitely builds trust, I'll tell you that. I remember when I did the rappel tower, I'm not a fan of heights, especially when I'm like sitting on a tower backwards about to rappel down. I did that shit in about 3 jumps. And the drill sergeant comes up to me and goes, "Oh no, Private, you get your ass back up there, and I want at least 17 jumps on that wall."
Really?
Because if you do 3 jumps, you're like whoosh, whoosh, and you get the bottom faster. But
Yeah.
with 17, you're baby jumps.
Why would he want that though? Why wouldn't he want you down faster?
Because that's not the whole point of it. The whole point is to
Face your fear?
overcome the fear, and it's
Shit,
the
I
whole
would have
option.
thought that doing it in 3 jumps would have been more frightening because you're like going down farther, faster.
But you don't think about it
you're
as much.
more likely to hurt yourself.
Yeah, but I did it. I'm surprised. But so obviously Bill makes a connection with these kids.
Yeah.
And he starts to like trying to get information about Brian Davis Jr.'s father, who served in Vietnam.
Trying to
And
get information about Nathaniel Hobbs.
yeah, who was really Roosevelt Hobbs. who lied, and obviously they weren't in a dire need for military guys back then.
Nope.
Because
Yeah, nowadays they'd be like, I don't care. We prefer it.
He's got a pulse.
yeah, but and then the MPs are in there
Mhm.
just kind of throwing shit around and putting his stuff in the bag and escort him out, which is a real shame because I think he had the most potential out of all of them.
Yeah, he was kind of turning
Of course
himself
he did.
around.
He was already an entrepreneur. He already showed he was motivated.
Yeah.
It's just he used the means that were at his,
Yeah.
avail, and he got caught.
Now, one thing I don't think would ever happen is the field trip,
Yeah, no.
especially to fucking Canada.
Yeah, you need well, back then you didn't need your passport, you just needed a driver's license.
Yeah. But
Now you do.
to take that time away from training and, I mean, granted, there was times we did go off post, like when we had the church retreat and they made us go. So the drill sergeant says, you guys have a choice tonight. It was a Saturday night. This church is putting on a little thing for you guys. You guys can go, or if you're not religious, you can stay here. So there was maybe 10 of us out of 50 that wanted to stay. And the drill sergeant pulled us aside and said, listen, if you guys stay, I have to work. Have fun. And sent us. But it was nice. We got hot dogs
Okay.
and no drill sergeant yelling at us.
I thought they would say you had to go to church service. I'd be like, fuck you, asshole.
We did. That's what it was.
Oh.
Fuck that.
Yeah, they forced religion down our throats.
Ugh.
But
Fuck that.
whatever. It was a break.
No place anywhere near them.
Should have got up, started running. It burns! It burns!
Nope. Once again, you're too scared to fucking do shit like that.
Oh.
Like, if this is what you really wanted, you're focused, and no matter what they put you through, the choices we make,
Yeah.
as they talked about in the movie. But let's talk about Bill's final exam. Even though he doesn't have to give them a final exam, which is stupid because if they fail, they have to recycle, which means go through it all again. Oh, they're out. But he didn't think the kids were going to show, but
Yeah, they all showed up. They all went through it.
yeah, and they all passed.
Oh, yeah, because, I mean, there wasn't much.
Yeah.
You're just seeing what they got out of it.
Yeah.
And they all seem to understand the story, and they all seem to really get it. So, I mean, yeah. It wasn't your typical test.
I mean, it was for comprehension. It was language
Yeah, exactly.
comprehension. That's what they wanted, and he got them to understand
understand it.
Shakespeare.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so obviously Bill has had a lot of run-ins with Drill Sergeant Cass.
Mhm.
When the guys are late to formation, show up to my class 5 minutes late. 5 minutes later. You don't fuck with the drill sergeants, man.
Well, Bill did because he wasn't a friggin' soldier. He didn't care. What's he going to do?
True. But so obviously they're out at the bivouac. It's kind of like their last big test before graduation. Ours, we did a 15-mile ruck march up Heartbreak and Agony to our bivouac site. We were there for 3 days. You don't sleep. And then you have to ruck march back 10 miles. And there's a little ceremony at the end where you get your Army's values card. And that means you have passed everything for basic training at that point. But I forget, who was it? Was it Benitez? that reads Shakespeare.
Recites it while standing in the rain.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So, and we end with fucking shut up, dog.
He's been barking the entire time and he's just hearing it.
That's the first time I've heard it.
I thought you were like, it just kind of cuts in.
He's got something. He has something outside. Got
Pee-wee,
attention.
that's his name. I forgot his name for a minute there.
Pee-wee, yes.
But the graduation, Bill is there with his daughter. She kind of meets his new girlfriend, the staff sergeant,
Yep.
and that was actually recordings. The graduation marches were actually recordings made by the 282nd Army Band at the band hall for the movie, and I imagine that was the graduation from that class graduating at that time. But your overall opinion of Renaissance Man?
I like this movie. It's a good movie. I watched it a lot.
It's all right. A little sappy.
Danny DeVito.
Yeah,
It's
he
good
does a hell of a
sappy.
job.
It's a good sappy. It's not a ball your eyes out. Oh my God, their dog died and the mom ran away. You know.
I mean, you look at military movies. You got, you look at Full Metal Jacket. Fucking scare the shit out of you to go to basic training.
Mm-hmm.
You look at Black Hawk
I
Down.
don't think that was the point of that one. I don't think that.
If
was
I
like
had
to
watched
get
that
you
shit
to
before
go.
if I had watched that shit before basic training, I would have been like, no.
Exactly, that was the
No.
point of it. It was
Yeah.
for you to not go.
Yes.
But then you watch movies like this and Stripes. Okay, it looks kind of fun,
Oh, if you get to stand there and stand in your office with binoculars and look out at women showering, that does make it look fun. That's not the army.
Yep.
Well, he was a captain. He can do what he wants. John Larroquette in that movie.
Yeah.
But all right, let's talk about the length of this movie. 2 hours and 8 minutes.
A little long.
It's a little long, but I mean, this movie for me just flows right along.
Yeah, I
It's
definitely
got a
agree
good
with that.
tone to it. It kind of dips to the bops and gets to the points.
I almost felt like watching it again, but
I almost did because I watched it last week.
yeah. But I've watched it so many times, I know this
Yeah.
movie by heart,
Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun.
Then I like how they incorporated the cadence of Shakespeare at the end.
Mhm.
You know how hard it was to do that, when he's calling the cadence and then stop, turn around.
Forward march, that type of stuff.
Yeah, like that wasn't my strongest suit in basic. My drill sergeant called me.
If you're a white boy, you have no rhythm.
Yeah, I was gonna say rhythm is not your strong suit.
Yeah, the drill
No.
sergeant called me the non-marching son of a bitch. But we got it. Eventually, I did get it enough to graduate and get the fuck out of there. But I think I wrote down exactly what the cadence was that he said, because I was like, "Oh, that's difficult."
Was it the one at the end from the Hamlet?
Yeah, and he stops.
That
But,
one.
no,
No, at the end.
when they're marching, and then he's like, "Stop." Pivot, and they switch around, and then they come back around. But you think there should have been a sequel?
No.
Not necessarily, no.
I think there could have been.
It could have been, but I mean,
How about a reboot?
Sure. You could do a reboot.
they might. The army gets desperate for recruitment again.
Yeah, I think I'd like to see a sequel with Bill Ray go back, and he's older, and
With a new ragtag group of misfits.
exactly.
I don't know.
Maybe it'll have one of their kids in there. Whoever they can get to agree to come back, it'll be their child that runs through his class.
I don't think the only real double D that I remember seeing again is Mark Wahlberg. Melvin.
Melvin's been in things.
Stacey Dash has been in a bunch of shit.
Oh, Stacey Dash, yeah.
But he was in a Bronx Tale shortly after this.
Yeah. All right, ratings.
John.
I give it a 4.
Did he?
3 out of 10.
Fuck yeah. I'm gonna go 3 3/4. IMDb said 6.2. Rotten Tomatoes said 12%. Thank you, John, for fixing that.
Yep.
3.0 out of 5 from the Letterboxd.
Yeah, the Rotten Tomatoes score is low. It did not get very favorable reviews from critics. Yeah.
Coming attractions. Next week, we will be covering the 20th anniversary.
25th.
Of the 25th anniversary
yes.
of one of the
Yeah.
most formative animated movies ever. South Park's bigger, longer, and uncut.
Good.
Because we blame Canada in this household.
That's right.
Yes.
Uncle Fucka.
You're an Uncle Fucker?
Gross.
Yes.
What?
Shut your fucking face, Uncle Fucka.
I just asked
You're
you
a
if you were an
boner
Uncle
biting
Fucker.
bastard, Uncle Fucka.
I just asked you if you were an Uncle Fucker.
You're
and
an
you
Uncle
said yes.
Fucker, I must say. You fucked your uncle yesterday. Ha 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 ha.
Fucked your uncle
Uncle
yesterday?
Fucker. That's UNCLE. Fuck you, Uncle Fucker. Suck my balls.
No.
I just saw it in the theater the other day.
That's what Pee-wee's for.
And
But what better way to celebrate the 4th of July than a movie where America goes to war with Canada?
hell yeah.
Operation Darky, in effect.
Operation Get Behind the Darkies.
Yeah. All right, that's a wrap,
Operation
folks.
Human Shield.
Oh, hell no.
Everything's
All right.
gone wrong since Canada came along. Okay.
Well, we can sing and dance all next week. Well, that's a wrap, folks. Thanks for joining us today.
Before we go, you can find us on iTunes, Spotify, Amazon Podcasts, and probably where you're listening to this podcast right now.
And don't forget to follow us on social media to stay updated on future episodes and join the conversation. You can find us on X, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube at movie_bar_pod at the Movie Bar Podcast on Facebook.
Until next time, keep the popcorn popping and the reels rolling. And we will catch you next week on the Movie Bar Podcast.
Until podcast.
That should have been your ending next week.
We can do it again next week, too.